Anna, strong character. I hate her, but let's see. We still shouldn't give up. That's a sick outfit though. My ethnicity is from Iran, but I live in Germany. But originally I am from Iran. It's crazy, bro. Dum, 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 It's crazy that everything still hits. Wow, back. Hello, sir. Wow. Nice. The first one does so much damage. I could sidestep and left. Mix up. This is tournament success. No! I'm dead. I messed up my water and couldn't. Yalla. Rah. Isn't it minus 12? I did the quad. Hatte gegen Poppy Nash. Ah, okay. It wants to whiff punish. I might be dead. I'm dead. Nice. Good shit. Can we do random stage? No. Since it hat aber gewonnen, verrückterweise. Cool, nice. Call character. Ja, Mann.
Fantastisch, mein Bruder.
I am Rittig. Thank you for the follow. Hoffe fuck auch so broken. Ja, Mann. Ach ja. Secluded training ground.
Get ready for the next battle.
Every time I see you popping off with Shaheen, I think about Winston.
Come over here. Let me talk to you real close.
Round one. Fight.
Hey, I think. No. What is this? What is this string? His power crush. Ach, Shaheen. Get some life back. Kill his life. Nice. Minus 30. He didn't delay it. Nice punish. What the fuck? He dropped his combo. That was not good of me. That was not good of me. Oh, scheiße. Ah. QSF1. Awful. Mix up. Okay, 1-1. We need to change the stage. Tournament mode. Is it possible to get random stage on this? Can I change the settings like that? Ugh, no, we can check it out for later. You're withdrawn. The thing is, watching or being a spectator is can be very fun, but being a player is just stressful. But if you handle the stress and the things that are happening in the game, you can have a great time. Maybe Jin, maybe Anna. Let's see.
Get ready for the
Jin,
next battle.
but the same stage. New character, same stage. Oi.
Round one. Fight.
I think the wall is there. To the other wall. Oh my god. Bad placement of mine spring kick. Oh. Ah, bad slide. The damage scaling. The damage is always worse. Oh my god. It reaches? No. A bit too far away. Nice. Wow. That was bold. The what? Too much plus. He did hop kick. He couldn't. Mm-hmm. GG's. Nice. GG's. Okay, Let's write the result. Let's put the result somewhere.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, no, I'm not muted anymore. Oh, nice low. 83 MS, let's go! What is this walk? What is this? Is it avoidable, this setup? What's this setup, bro? Alter Vater. He ducked. Don't get up. I love her. You can interrupt? Okay.
Round three. Fight.
Nice punish. Luckily. Luckily. Oh my God. Gott, ist das schlecht. She can also, okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Oh. I like Reina's design, I have to say. I need to use a lot of mix. Ah, yeah. Side step back works. I ducked. Nein, ich bin dumm. I'm so greedy. I am greedy. Tada. No wall split. So risky. Reina's pure. Oh, my screen got black. We need to switch stage. Yeah, not the best connection, but it is what it is. I'm happy that tournaments like that exist. Did you notice, or did you see that next year TNS does start? It's a similar tournament format as ICFC. I'm very excited about it. I will also attend there, and looking forward to it because ICFC kind of helped to like keep the scene active and motivated a lot of people. Good to know, Taylor. Kill the girl out. Nandato. Look, has we? Oh my god, nice. Oh. No, no, no. Nice. Airborne. Ooh, that was Dominic too. I got robbed. Holy shit. I got robbed.
Sehr gut.
Ach man. Oh, das ist Anti for that shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a robbery. It's minus 14, I think. Plus 3. Ach du Kacke. What is this? Oh. Was ist das? I would never think he would die. What is going on, man? Oh. I'm so confused. Man, he's using all the things with her. Thank you, Solim. Thank you. Boy, I need to lap her definitely after this tournament. It's crazy, man. I'm very overwhelmed. They added even more of her stances and stuff like this. Ay, 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 man. Unfortunate.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1.
Nice. Reaches the wall carry is insane. What's going on? What is this? Up. Especially on this condition, more difficult to block. Kill the grey life. This is tournament. This is tournament. Minus 12. Evasive. Mix up. Season 2 possible. Oh my god, my PC. Nice, ooh, GG's. That was a clean round at the end. Got the composure. And okay, danke dir. Every time Lily lands a side submission, Angel gets into. Oh, you mean devil. But anyways, let's go versus the Jod. It is Alhamdulillah. Oh my god, I forgot. I'm so dead, bro. I forgot. I didn't play against him for longer. Ooh, why? That was misinput. I'm pretty sure. Dash nothing. Dash. Oh my god. The infamous down for 2. If someone wants to dash in. Oh my god, we can break it. Okay. 10. Oh my god. I'm dead. Please jump over. I'm dead. GG's basically. Sides of right probably. Oh my god. This is tournament. Of course. Down for 2. Haha. Nothing. Down for 2. Oh my god, what a whiff punch. Okay. Oh my god, where are we going, bro? Yalla. I'm dead. Ish. QZ free. Amazing. And guaranteed.
Round 4. Fight.
Such a bad. Oh. I ducked. Duck from Paris. Oh, yeah, we take it, of course. Oh. Down jet. Oh. Oh. I can always take over the pet. Achso. Bitte nicht hier sneaky pet nehmen. Oh, no return.
Get ready for
This is an
next
offline.
battle.
Is this an offline tournament? Yes. Jod is sitting next to me. You can't hear him anyway because he's barely speaking. Und ich mit. See, a bit of adrenaline never hurt anyone. True. Unfortunately, I wish I could play with less adrenaline better, but no. I literally need to sweat to perform well. So.
Round 1. Fight.
There's nothing. Oh. 90. Oh. Was mach ich da, Bro? Oh. Ja moin, Alter. Ja moin. Oh. Oh mein Gott. Zish. That looks so sick, man. Zish. Basically. Antali. Oh my god. Oh. Ish. Oh my god, he got more bad luck than me. Oh shit. Okay, there's stuff for 2. Ish. Kinda. If he doesn't drop. A lot of bad luck with... Oh! Ish. Oh! What? Oh, he's doing this. Okay, nice. Oh! One launcher, he's dead. Oh. Das ist nicht. Oh mein Gott. Okay. Ich spiele, wie schlecht spielt Digga. Crazy. Hier. Oh, good, I'm mashing. This is a sign. Okay. Oh, nice. Just comes out optimal. Ach du Kacke. How? Bro! I launched Geyser Cannon. Oh, what? This is down for 2. Oh. I have no clue. Good luck, have fun, Kibi. Let's have a good one.
Round 1. Fight.
I cancelled. I knew. It's so difficult. Oh, come on. Oh, no was left. Nice. Ay. Many unfortunate things. My get up kick didn't happen. Amazing. Down for 2 probably. Oh. Easily the war. That was when I wake up, it's guaranteed. Awesome. That's all we can do. Oh. Nope. Oh. I'm dead. Ups, oder auch nicht. Damage, bro. Nice. Man. Ay, stand by, other stage, always different stage. Still tournament. Crazy.
Get ready for the next battle.
He's playing on. Since when does he play on PC? Does he always play on PC?
Round one. Fight.
Does this work? Oh, amazing. It's so difficult. What is this? Was? Warum ist er nicht airborne? Why isn't he airborne, bro? What? I don't get it, bro. He dashed. Mix up punish. You don't. He didn't duck. Crazy. He didn't duck. I would swear he would duck. Was ist? Oh, Scheiße, mein Anti. So bad. I think I can step, but I can only power crush this shit. Oh. Das machen Gott, bitte. No. Bitte aufstehen. GG's, man. Ach, GG's. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, oh my god, what is this character, man? G-Cliff looks so weird, bro. Yeah, she really looks like a troll. I did even a slow mid. Did you see that, or the slow punch? He jabbed. I did something. Oh, yeah. I got the thing. I thought so. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Ah, gosh. I was down for 2. Ooh. Bad punish. Oh, cut a day. He doesn't get anything properly. Oh, yo. Oh. That was luck. Not gonna lie. That was luck. Ay, ay, ay. Man. Whoa! I wanted to go to return to standby.
Get ready for the next battle.
That's a sick line. Just a one match though. We need a second.
Get ready for the next battle.
Same stage. What a coincidence. Nice low parry. How much damage did this get? 50. 49. Alter! I ducked actually. He ran to it. This is nicht dein Ernst. Wake up, sidewalk. I live. That down for 2 was needed. Holy moly. Oh. He thought I would have kept that tech. It's not hard to see. I'm scared. I'm keep outing for my life. Can't do anything. I just did that for one, bro. Sidestepped, it didn't come out. Oh my god, what a schlecht. I'm dead. He charged. Uh-oh. He dropped. That was a down jab. That was not this move. Oh my god, I got so lucky. I had misinput. I'm sure he did it.
Round 1. Fight.
My god, sick! That was sick. That was sick. Nice. Shit. Oh, Emre, danke für den Raid. Nice. Hoffe, das ist gut Stream gehabt. Wow. Oh, risky, Alter. That was mad risky. Should do down for 3, man. Oh my god. He did hop kick.
Round 4. Fight.
Alter, how? It's supposed to trick, you know? That's why I like to do that. Schlecht. Oh my god, guys. I understand.
Final round. Fight.
Good on the 4. Bon appetit. It reaches. Whew. What a bait, man. The dance of him. Holy shit. Yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
I think we don't need to switch the stage. When I saw Jacob versus Kibi, they didn't switch stage. So yeah, but still, good. Maybe he wants a different stage. I don't know.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, I have a low heat smash as well to break this, but still.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, I thought he would attack. Nice.
Round 2.
Good one.
Fight.
Since I was so far away, I... Oh, it's cool. Not how crushable anymore. Why did I think it was too powerful? I did it intentionally.
Round 3.
Oh my god, okay, no.
Fight.
Lol. It's -10, I think. Not to the left? Fuck, why running to the left or is it to the right? What the fuck? Oh my god, that. Combo utility. Oh my god, nice. 1-1. Combo utility. This
Ready
stage,
for
bro.
the next battle.
Hell no. If I can, I don't play on the stage. You will get the same. Let's see. Might be. Might not.
Fantastisch, mein Bruder. Ja,
Bis
Mann.
bra. Thank you for the
gut.
follow. Man. It's good to have a Victor in Europe though. That's
Get
nice.
ready for the next battle.
Oh, Rebel Hanger. I don't like it personally that much.
That would be
Okay.
round 1.
Fantastisch, mein Bruder. Ja, Mann. Sehr gut.
Congrats, Kiwi, for the performance so far. I'm getting realigned from the hop kick. I wanted to interrupt him. It was even too slow for that shit. Oh my god. I should believe. I should believe.
Fight.
What is he doing, bro? My god, I can't do shit. This frame trap. What the fuck? Really crazy. What's going on? What's going on? Frame trap. What the fuck? Oh, misimport. Ach man, misimport. Brief, okay. Ouch, import. Yeah. Oh no, it's a different stage, man. I don't want the stage gimmicks against
Get
Victor.
ready for the next battle.
Good evening, Brunt. What's good? How are you doing? Victor. So much things, so many things. So many like stance mix-ups. Okay.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh, the closer clicks, the smallest stage. Let's see.
Round one. Fight.
Nice. I'm not even. I didn't even activate heat. Ah, yeah, yeah. He whipped me down. I was interrupted with combo one. Whiffing. And then
Round three. Fight.
wow. Not what I wanted, but to take it. Ich kann nicht interrupten, was? GG's. Crazy, I did jab to interrupt his pressure. Never mind. GG's. That was crazy. I knew he... That was crazy. GG's.